Video games allow you to live out the story, whether it's a conventional plot or something far more freeform. And in today's video, I will show you the 10 best story-rich games for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch that you should play. So without any further ado, let's start this video. The first game of this video is Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5 the Royal Edition is the ultimate version of the game, and it came out 3 years after the original game to include a ton of extra material, including new regions to explore, a new soundtrack, altered fighting mechanics, and other endings. The sheer volume of material here justifies a shout-out in the context of this manual. Number 2 we have God of War. In God of War, you take on the role of Kratos, the Norse god of war, and seek vengeance on their Olympian counterparts. The game's unusual aesthetic style, and the game's brutal and gruesome gameplay are its key selling points, along with the game's story-rich journey. Next up we have The Witcher 3. Geralt of Rivia, a famous monster hunter, goes on an epic quest to locate his adopted daughter, Ciri, in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Geralt of Rivia's world is a bleak and sad place where monsters and bad people make life difficult for humanity. Immerse yourself fully. Along the way, you'll encounter many fascinating people with fascinating backstories. Next up we have Red Dead Redemption 2. The Red Dead Redemption games are fun to play if you like westerns with a wide variety of criminal elements, such as bandits, bounty hunters, and gunfighters. The plot moves on without you having played the first Red Dead Redemption. However, there are a few sequences in the prequel that set up what happens in the sequel. Next up we have Hades. Hades is a roguelike action game in which you must battle your way out of the underworld. You'll use a wide range of mythical weapons, each with their own unique playstyle, much like Zagreus did while he was learning to fight from the famous Achilles. Number 6 we have Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is a highly acclaimed open-world action-adventure game with some of the greatest graphics you'll find in any AAA title. Aloy, the game's protagonist, is a teenage huntress with a burning desire to learn more about her family history. Next up we have Detroit Become Human. The game takes place in a fictitious near future in which humans have created sentient androids to essentially serve as their slaves. Many humans found themselves out of work as a direct consequence of this technical advancement, leading to widespread anger and resentment directed towards androids who many believed stole their employment. Next up we have Yakuza Like a Dragon. This role-playing game uses a turn-based system and centers on a new character called Ikeban Kasuga. After serving 18 years in prison, Ikeban was betrayed by the same people he had gone to jail to protect. After he is finally free, he decides to investigate the circumstances around his betrayal and repair the damage to his reputation. Next up we have Assassin's Creed series. The open-world action-adventure stealth game Assassin's Creed takes many of its key gameplay mechanics from the classic Prince of Persia titles. While Assassins in the 12th century were the story's central focus, it wasn't all that it was about. The primary action takes place in the future when you have access to an invention called an animus that brings back your ancestors' memories. Next up we have NieR Automata. The protagonists of NieR Automata are two androids that find themselves in the middle of a conflict between their own kind, which was created by the mysterious humans, and the robots who invaded Earth ages ago. As a result of the game's extensive tale, players will have to hear the same events from many viewpoints before they can beat it. So that's the list of 10 best story-rich games which you should try once. Your support is much appreciated if you like the video and want to see more from Games Puff.